What's up, guys? I am so pumped for this video right now. This how-to video. I've been promising this since it's been a month since I've started saying I've been working on this for almost a month. I've kind of come up with ideas and stuff, and I feel like Channing Tatum from 21 Jump Street.
Whoa! No, keep it going. Keep it going. That was so tight. No, keep it going. Keep it going.
You know that scene where he gets high and headbutts the thing.
You, Miles Davis.
Yeah, I'm really excited for this. I'm gonna finish filming this. I'm gonna edit. There's gonna be a lot of content. Anyway, so let's start with this video. How to implement and use color in film. Roll the intro.
Is this funny to you guys?
So in this video, I'm going to be talking exactly about how color can bring out emotion and the psychology of color and how it's used in film. Now, another way that color has been used in film is essentially tell a story from a different perspective. The best example of that is in a film called Hero. It's a Hong Kong film. It's directed by Yimou Zhang. I saw it very recently, about a couple of weeks ago. I loved it so much that I'm going to make a separate video just talking about that film, so I won't be including that film or the colors that I'll be going through. And essentially this is sort of a guide and a tutorial and an instruction book, an instruction video on how to implement and use different colors for different effects to bring out different emotions and feelings in film. I've been doing a lot of research on this. And before we start with all the colors, you know, I'm gonna be breaking down all the different colors: red, green, blue, purple, pink, whatever, you name it, it's in this video. But before that, I wanna talk about two directors in particular who use very similar colors, but in very drastically different ways. That is Wes Anderson and Nicholas Winding Refn. I love these two directors, and I really don't talk about these two directors enough in my channel. Now, Nicholas Winding Refn is known for his use of bright, neon, vibrant colors. Now, these colors to the eye are very cool, but they're also very harsh and unforgiving. Whereas Wes Anderson uses colors in a much softer way, in a more sort of warm and sort of friendly feeling. They use very similar colors, like I said, orange, purple. It's very, very similar. The colors that they use are very similar, but they bring out different emotions simply because of the way they are used. So this is very important if you want something a lot more angry and sort of big, violent, passionate. You're going to want to be using a color scheme that is more sort of bright and vibrant, unforgiving, like I said, like Nicholas Winding Refn does. But if you want to make something that is a lot warmer and fun and very sort of heartfelt emotionally, you're going to be wanting to use sort of softer, smoother, more welcoming colors like Wes Anderson does. Let's start with a color that is used a lot in films, the color red. Now, I feel like red is a really, really diverse color because you can use it for so much and it can bring out a lot of different emotions, and you can use it in a lot of situations. So red can obviously be used to show like love and passion, you know, like in American Beauty, for example. But red can also be used to show violence, danger, anger, power. And you've probably already noticed you're feeling a more sort of sense of discomfort or maybe passion looking at all these bright red colors, which is essentially the effect that color is required to do. So essentially you use the color red when you want to display love, passion, anger, violence, power, and danger. Now let's move on to the next color, pink. I feel like this is a less diverse color you can use. Now the color pink can be used to show innocence, sweetness, femininity, playfulness, empathy, beauty. Mean Girls, for example. I mean, the whole damn movie's pretty much in pink anyway. You know, it's essentially showing innocence or beauty, for example. Or even sometimes, like that, what's her name, what's her face? Umbridge from Harry Potter, right? Her whole classroom is pink, she wears bloody pink the whole time. Now, Umbridge is essentially pretending to be really, really sweet and nice and, you know, shows a lot of empathy, but really she doesn't really care. So the filmmakers have essentially used the color pink to show what she's using as a mask. That would be another really good way to use color in film. Moving on to the next color, you have orange. Orange can be used to signify many different emotions, such as warmth, sociability, friendliness, happiness, exoticness, and youth. You look at the film like The Martian, it's very exotic, and it shows that even though he's isolated, there's this sense of warmth to the whole story. Again, Wes Anderson uses this color a lot. For example, Fantastic Mr. Fox, a large majority of the film uses orange. You know, this could be used to show friendliness, happiness, showing how Mr. Fox himself is pretty happy with his family, content with his life. Again, films like The Life of Pi, which essentially is a tale of isolation, shows that there is warmth and happiness to be found in this situation through using the color orange. Moving on to the next color, yellow. Now, yellow isn't really that diverse of a color. It's not like red. Now, yellow can be used to show madness, sickness, insecurity, obsessive. You see where I'm going, you see the pattern, and a sense of naivety. The best use of the color yellow to show naivety, again, Wes Anderson, Moonrise Kingdom. It's a coming of age story. It's showing these kids, these really naive kids trying to work out and, you know, trying to live their lives. It's a perfect use of the color yellow. Now, again, madness. Madness, perfect. Mad Max uses yellows a lot of oranges. Now, this is essentially used to set the tone of the film, to show that the film is very sick, it's very mad, it's crazy. A really good example that people may not notice are the Minions. Minions, they're yellow. They're mad, they're crazy, they're naive. That's like the perfect use of the color yellow. Next up is green. I think green is a lot more diverse. Green can be used to show many things. It can be used to sort of show nature, immaturity, corruption, ominous, darkness, danger. It's very diverse, like I said. Nature, right? Jungle Book, Lord of the Rings. Movies like Fight Club and The Matrix use the color green in a more subtle way to show darkness. So again, I feel that green is a really diverse color, and you can use it in many different ways. Now, my second last color is blue, one of my favorite colors to use in film, and a color that I feel can be used in really beautiful ways in film, right? Blue can signify cold, isolation, melancholy, passivity, and a sense of calmness. First up, isolation. Only God Forgives, Nicholas Winding Refn. The color blue is used quite a lot, so also is the color red, because Ryan Gosling's character is really isolated. He's isolated from the world, he's isolated from his family, and so the color blue is used a lot. Even that last scene in Fight Club, Avatar is a really good example for using isolation, because, you know, the main character, he doesn't fit in, he's isolated, but also the color blue could be used to show a sense of calmness and isolation at the same time. Best example, Gravity. The whole film, you know, is set in the backdrop of Earth. Earth is blue, and so Sandra Bullock's character not only feels a sense of isolation, but up to the point where things go wrong, there is definitely a sense of calm. You know, just looking at the beautiful Earth, and, you know, it's really beautiful, and it's just really relaxing and calm. Now, I'm going to cheat a little bit here and use a TV series as an example, House of Cards. I mean, it is directed by David Fincher, so it's pretty much a movie anyway, you know, movie quality. Now, whenever Kevin Spacey's character, Frank Underwood, is on screen, the color blue is used as a backdrop. They color grade the scenes to make it look blue. This is to show a sense of coldness, because Kevin Spacey's character is essentially really heartless, right? If you watch House of Cards, you know exactly what I mean. He's a brutal, and he's a very cold and sort of tormented person. The color blue is like the perfect color to show something like that. Now, the final color is purple. Now, the color purple, like pink, isn't very diverse, unfortunately. It can be used to show essentially a sense of fantasy and something really mystical. Again, films like Avatar, Grand Budapest Hotel, something very much larger than life. I don't really have a lot to talk about when it comes to the color purple, because, to be honest, there isn't much to talk about. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. I hope you learned something from this video. Thank you.